You know, the first time that I heard about keto was still called Atkins. And Atkins had the reputation of you can eat all the protein you want. And I remember people saying all the steak and bacon, all the burgers, on and on and on. But it turned out that it wasn't true. See, one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and for myself, the most difficult part of keto, is getting too much protein. So, to understand how much protein you need, you calculate your macros. And Kim has shown you how to do that. But what happens? Why is it a problem? So, to answer the question, you need to understand how protein works and why it's important to always count your macros and monitor your amounts of protein so you get your results. Protein builds our bodies. It has all the essential amino acids. Proteins help regulate various parts of our body. But because there's so much protein on the keto diet, especially with animal protein, and we are giving up nearly an entire food group, macronutrients, the carbs from our diet. So people who are new to keto say, okay, carbs go out, protein comes in. That was the Atkins idea. We just replace carbs with protein. We could fill up our bellies with protein. But then they didn't know that too much protein can in fact keep you out of ketosis. Ketogenic diet, the ketogenic way of life, is not a high protein. It's medium protein and low carb. So what happens is when you cut you cut carbs and you deprive the store that your body has of carbs, your body starts breaking down fat and using ketones for fuel. That's the goal. But if there aren't carbs, your body can get energy one other way, and that's by breaking down protein. If you eat more protein than your body needs, it converts those amino acids to glucose, to sugar, that's used for energy. This process is known as glucogenesis. Genesis means creation, gluco from glucose. And you are generating glucose, you are generating sugar. It raises and spikes your insulin and reduces the ketones. So if you have an all-you-can-eat meat meal and you go through with it, you're kicking yourself out of ketosis. And that means even if you are eating extremely low carb, you can still kick yourself out of ketosis because you've had too much protein. And that means that you're kicked out of keto and you can get the keto flu all over again because you had too much protein. Glucogenesis means your body is breaking down the lean protein for energy, and that's not good. So in order to make sure that this doesn't happen, you need to monitor the kinds of protein that you have. So you have to study your macros to make sure that you're getting the right thing. Fats should be 80% of your diet. Carbs should be about 5% of your diet. That leaves 15% for protein. That's my recommendation. So the best sources of protein are fatty cuts of meat, beef, lamb. Those are very, very high. Fish like wild tuna, wild salmon, sardines, very high in fat. Organ meats are some of the best, heart, liver. They're some of the best options that you can have. So most people who aren't succeeding, I find, is that they're not tracking. And particularly what they're not tracking is protein. So let me give you some ideas of good sources of protein. Okay, can we do that? Greek yogurt. You want full fat Greek yogurt if you're going to have that. Has about 23 grams of protein in an 8-ounce serving. That's a lot. Cottage cheese, a half cup serving is 14 grams. Okay. You want full fat. Swiss cheese, 8 grams. Eggs have 6 grams of protein for an egg. If you have an omelet of 3 eggs, that's 18 grams. That's plenty of protein. Steak, 6 ounces. 6 ounces of steaks has 46 grams of protein. 6 ounces of hamburger has 36 grams of protein. Chicken breasts, 6-ounce chicken breast, 48. You hear that? There is more protein in chicken breast than there is in a steak. Turkey breast, again, same 48 ounces. That's a lot. Tuna, 6 ounces, 25. Halibut, 6 ounces, 46. Sockeye salmon, 6 ounces, 46. Tilapia, not a big fan of it, especially farm raised tilapia from China. That's the pits. 6 ounces, 42. Corned beef, 6 ounces, 48. Let's see. Roast beef, 6 ounces, 36 grams. So peanut butter, 2 tablespoons, is 8 grams. You got to be careful with this stuff. Mixed nuts, 2 ounces, is 6 grams. You want to be really careful because this stuff adds up. And you think you're doing keto and you think you're keeping keto, but you're really pushing yourself over on the protein. So the number one thing that you really got to watch is to monitor excessive protein. That is an issue.